Katy Perry was the most dominant force in pop music. Her 2010 album Teenage Dream produced 5 #1 singles, a feat only matched by Michael Jackson. Her songs were everywhere. She headlined the Super Bowl halftime show. She had massive tours, blockbuster hits, and millions of devoted fans. For nearly a decade, Katy Perry defined what it meant to be a global pop star. In recent years, Katy Perry's career has suffered a steep and public decline. Her music isn't charting the way it used to. Her albums are panned by critics. Fans have turned cold. She's faced backlash online, controversy in the press, and underwhelming responses to her new material. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the downfall of Katy Perry, what went wrong, and whether there's any way back. The cracks in the foundation started to show after Teenage Dream. While her 2013 album Prism produced major hits like Roar and Dark Horse, the public began to notice a formulaic quality to her sound. Though still successful, critics started to ask whether she was evolving or just repeating herself. Then came Witness in 2017, the moment where things truly began to unravel. Katy Perry's Witness was a commercial disappointment and a critical failure. Intended to showcase a more socially conscious and evolved version of Katy, it instead confused both fans and critics. Singles like Chained to the Rhythm and Bon Appetit failed to resonate. The album debuted at #1 but quickly plummeted. Katy herself later admitted that the negative reception sent her into a state of depression and emotional instability. In 2020, she released Smile, another attempt at a comeback. The album was meant to reflect her personal growth and new motherhood, but critics weren't impressed. Reviews were mixed to negative. Some called it shallow. Others said it was dated. Sales were modest. There was no hit single to revive her mainstream relevance. Once again, the album failed to capture public attention. By this time, the pop music world had changed. Artists like Billie Eilish, Olivia Rodrigo, and Dua Lipa were shaping a new era of sound, one that emphasized authenticity, subtlety, and vulnerability. Katy's style, big, brash, candy-coated pop was no longer in vogue, and she hadn't evolved quickly enough to keep up. During these years, Katy pivoted into television, joining American Idol as a judge. While this helped keep her in the public eye, it also changed how audiences saw her. No longer a mysterious pop star, she was now a reality show personality, with moments of cringe behavior and online backlash, all of which chipped away at her already fragile public image. Then came 2024, the year Katy Perry planned to mount a full-scale comeback with her album 143. Anticipation was high among remaining fans, but the rollout was riddled with problems from the start. The lead single, Woman's World, was immediately met with backlash. Critics and fans alike panned the lyrics, calling them shallow and robotic. Despite heavy promotion, the song debuted at number 63 on the Billboard Hot 100 and dropped off the chart entirely within a week. The follow-up single, Lifetimes, performed even worse. But more damaging than the music was the controversy behind it. The album was executive produced by Dr. Luke, a figure widely criticized and boycotted in the music industry due to allegations of abuse brought by Kesha. Critics hammered 143, calling it her most creatively bankrupt album yet. Some described it as artificial, lifeless, and outdated. On Metacritic, the album received the lowest average score of any mainstream pop album that year. The negative press didn't stop there. In April 2025, Katy made headlines once again, this time for participating in a luxury space tourism flight with Blue Origin. While the trip was framed as a milestone, it was widely mocked online as a publicity stunt. Many viewed it as tone-deaf and out of touch, especially amid growing criticism of celebrity excess. The moment, instead of endearing her to fans, became meme fodder. At the same time, her personal life was in turmoil. In June 2025, Katy Perry and longtime partner Orlando Bloom announced their separation. While the split was described as amicable, it added to the narrative of a star in freefall. Her Lifetimes tour also struggled. Ticket sales were sluggish. Many venues had empty seats. In some cities, thousands of tickets went unsold. Media outlets called the tour a commercial disappointment. Fans began to openly question whether Katy Perry's career had quietly ended without anyone noticing. So what went wrong? First, there's the artistic stagnation. Katy Perry's sound never evolved in a way that matched her peers. While artists like Taylor Swift reinvented their image and music with each era, Katy stuck to the same formula for too long. When she finally tried to pivot, it was too late. Second, there's the perception problem. Katy Perry was once known for quirky charm, but that gradually turned into something audiences found annoying or disingenuous. Her exaggerated persona, once an asset, became a liability. Third, there's the issue of judgment. From Working with Dr. Luke, to cringeworthy American Idol moments, to a space tourism stunt in the middle of a public backlash, her decisions seem consistently out of touch. Fourth, pop music itself changed. The 2010s era of hyper-produced pop faded. Audiences now gravitate toward authenticity, minimalism, and raw emotion. Katy Perry's brand of pop fun, explosive, over-the-top, doesn't connect the same way anymore. And finally, there's burnout. After years of being in the spotlight, Katy Perry has been overexposed. Public fascination turned into public fatigue. Her attempts at reinvention haven't worked because they don't feel genuine to many listeners. So where does that leave her? Despite everything, Katy Perry still has a loyal fan base. She remains a household name. Her legacy is secure. No one can take away the impact of Teenage Dream or the success of her earlier work. She may yet have a second act, especially if she takes time to reassess her creative direction. Some artists come back from worse. Others quietly step away and return later on their own terms. Whether Katy chooses to fade away or try again will ultimately determine whether her downfall is permanent or just another phase in a longer journey. For now, though, it's clear. Katy Perry is no longer the pop force she once was. And unless something dramatically changes, she may never be again.